This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
Work can be a little weird. Cringy training seminars, coworkers who won't stop talking about their plant, forgetting the mute button at an inopportune moment. We have to deal with a lot on any given workday. Sometimes it can feel hard to thrive and move forward in your career. Well, that's where LinkedIn comes in. LinkedIn helps you get ideas and insights from experts in your field, connect with people professionally, grow your network, and access tools designed to help you find the right fit for your next role. Whether you're just getting started, figuring out your next move, or looking to accelerate your career, LinkedIn is built to support you at every stage because LinkedIn is the network that works for you. Visit linkedin.com/knowstuff to learn more. Hey, and welcome to The Short Stuff. I'm Josh, there's Chuck, there's Jerry, just as it should be. Short Stuff. Let's go.
Do you remember the Pledge of Allegiance by heart?
I do. I was at a city council meeting the other day, and
you do.
Said it, yeah. I was like, oh, I'm a little rusty. It's been a while.
I know. I did the same thing. I went to say it in my head, and I was like, I think I'm getting some of these words wrong. But this is about the Pledge of Allegiance. I think we should, I'll just read it real quick so everyone knows what we're talking about. This is what we do in our country, everybody. Every morning when we wake up.
When you wake up, the loudspeaker in everyone's house commands you to rise and say the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under who? Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, everybody.
That was the most bizarre rendition of the Pledge of Allegiance I've ever heard in my life.
That's right. And as it turns out, as we will see, the Pledge of Allegiance was a marketing tool.
It was. It really was. It was an add-on for sales for a little magazine called The Youth Companion, which just is not a good name for a magazine. But
it sounds that I know it's not, but that sounds so Nazi.
It does. It sounds blandly menacing somehow.
Right.
But it was edited by a guy who was the opposite of blandly menacing, a guy named Francis Bellamy. Or he was an assistant editor at the time. And his last name might sound familiar. His cousin, Edward Bellamy, wrote a very famous utopian novel called Looking Backward. And Looking Backward was basically about how, by the year 2000, inequality will have been done away with and people won't work, will retire at 45 and have a life of leisure, and things are just going to be a lot better than they are now. And one of the ways that they were going to get better, according to Edward Bellamy and his cousin Francis, who's the main character in this story, is through Christian socialist values. And so Francis Bellamy was a Christian socialist.
What's that, Josh?
It's a socialist who's a Christian.
That's right. It was a group of people who said, you know what? We can get a equitable society. We can go further as a people through Christian values and being Christ-like, who we can all agree was probably a socialist.
Oh, most decidedly. Everybody knows that. So at the time, this is the 1890s when our story really is set, there was a huge influx of immigrants in the United States. And it's very much like it is today. There was a lot of division over, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Are they going to take over, our jobs? Are they going to drive wages down? It was a time of great change for the United States. There was a huge amount of inequality, just like there is today. It's I don't want to say a mirror image of our time, but there were a lot of similarities. And so Francis Bellamy was like, I believe that having immigrants is a good thing, but I also believe that they should become members of America. They should become Americanized. And one of the ways that
members of America.
One of the ways he thought that would be a good way to carry that out is to basically inculcate their children in school, in public schools.
Yeah, start them early. It's an old trick, oldest trick in the book.
Yeah, it really is. This is not like radical, innovative thinking.
No, get it going with the kids, and you got them. This was a big deal, though, because pre-Civil War, there wasn't some big, huge public school system. It was post-Civil War, 1870s and 80s, when you really started getting the ramp up in public schools and the idea that, hey, we've got all these kids trapped all day long.
Yeah, we can do whatever we want.
We can do whatever we want, and we can make them good citizens as well as educating them. And we can do it all.
Hey, I read this article years back. I don't remember when. But it basically said that the public school system, I guess starting about this time, was training kids for the sole purpose of going to work in factories.
Oh, really?
Like mindless, busy work, sitting still and quiet for 8 hours a day.
So that's how it took its shape?
That was ultimately what they were teaching kids to do. And I was like, wow, that was an eye-opening thing to read.
Wow.
So sorry to blow your mind like that, Chuck. But round about this time, the Columbian Exposition was about to happen. And we know that by its other name, the World's Fair of Chicago in 1893.
That's right. It marked the 400th anniversary of Columbus's first New World journey. And so the Youth Companion, the magazine that we've mentioned, and Bellamy, they said, hey, we can really get involved in this thing, and we can really ramp up the patriotism if we team up with some civic groups, and we can sell a lot of American flags. We can get a lot of new subscribers to our magazine.
We can make some serious coin.
Yeah, make some big money, basically. And so we're going to print a program, a patriotic program for these schools all over the country that kids can recite on this date, on October 21st, 1892, which was the big celebration day nationally for the Columbian celebration. And they said, Bellamy, you go write this thing. Go put something together.
Yeah, and he did. He came up with plays, patriotic songs, ways to honor. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is.
I don't know.
I guess profiles of Civil War heroes.
Okay.
Just typical patriotic American stuff. But one of the things, just one of these things that were part of this big whole program and wasn't meant to be some standout thing like it became, was a Pledge of Allegiance. And it was kind of like the one that we have today, but a stripped down version. And we will really get into it right after this message. Hey everybody, we're here to talk to you about Wayfair, who believes that spaces should be functional, they should be comfortable, they should be well designed, and they can be well designed by you with their help.
Your updated space should feel more comfortable, inviting, and practical for everyday use. And we're talking about outdoor seating. We're talking about grills. We're talking about major appliances. If you need storage solutions, Wayfair can help you out. Patio lighting, rugs, decor. It is your one-stop shop for home.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting nice out, so it's time to think about living outdoors for the next few months. And Wayfair knows that outdoor furniture, it's heavy, it's intimidating to assemble. So Wayfair has stepped in and said, we're going to handle the hard part so you don't have to.
That's right. You can shop Wayfair Verified, your shortcut to the good stuff. And that means their team of product specialists are going to vet everything by hand using a 10-point inspection, testing things like, quality materials, functionality, and features, and even how long it takes to build that piece of furniture. And the overall experience save time, reduce hassle, and improved convenience.
Patio season is here, and these deals won't last. So head to wayfair.com right now to get your outdoor space ready for way less. That's WAYFAIR.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hey everybody, I want to talk to you a little bit about Tide Evo because it represents over 10 years of innovation and product development. Tide Evo is a first-of-its-kind technology where tens of thousands of minuscule fibers are spun together to form a 6 times powerful layer packed with scrubbers, brighteners, pre-treaters, and fresheners. And that's going to deliver a breakthrough clean that's so powerful, it feels like magic.
Yeah, it is kind of like magic. Tide Evo is revolutionary. A 100% concentrated, waterless laundry tile that's made of compressed microfiber soap layers rather than liquid or powder. And it's not like pods or sheets because it uses 6 layers of detergent fibers to deliver superior cold water cleaning without plastic packaging of any kind. And it provides a mess-free, lightweight solution that dissolves lickety-split. So whenever you run into a laundry challenge, turn to Tide Evo. It's revolutionary. It's magic. Try new Tide Evo. Real laundry magic.
All right, so it's 1892.
Right.
Got this big celebration going on honoring the great Christopher Columbus, who did everything the right way.
Exactly. Love that guy. Everyone does.
And there was already a Pledge of Allegiance in 1885, we should mention, which came about for the very first Flag Day celebration.
Yeah.
Poor George T. Balch, or Balch. It's probably
He
Balch.
was marked from birth.
What with that name?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was never going to work out for him.
No.
So he actually wrote the first Pledge of Allegiance. And in some schools, they were doing this, and it said, "I give my heart and my hand to my country, one language, one flag." Not bad.
The whole thing almost reads like a yawn.
Yeah.
So
it didn't stick.
No, it didn't. And Bellamy could have just republished this, but he's like, I can do better.
He said he called it childish.
Yeah, he did. So he wrote his own pledge, a new pledge of allegiance. And it said, "I pledge allegiance to my flag and the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all." And
Not
so
bad.
in 1892, all of the schools that got this program recited this, I guess all at once. It was kind of like the predecessor to Hands Across America or something like that. And Bellamy said he was pretty proud of it, but apparently he was going to add liberty, equality, fraternity at the end, like the French slogan, the French Republic slogan. But he's like, it's too fanciful. So
Too
he
French.
just left it as is.
That's right.
And he also, Chuck, recommended a way to salute the flag during the Pledge of Allegiance too, didn't he?
He sure did. I mean, there's no other way to describe the Bellamy salute other than a Nazi salute.
An upside-down Nazi salute.
Yeah, but this was way, way, way before that came about. So
Right.
obviously there was no Nazi salute. There were no Nazis.
No, but apparently that's so. Rather than just imagine the Nazi salute, but rather than your palm down, your
Yeah.
palm is up. Kind of like almost like you're like a backup dancer, like
Yeah, right.
giving it to the lead dancer at the front.
But then you got to do
this is
both
the
hands
flag.
and start them at your waist and bring them up
Right.
as you sing.
Have you ever seen that Dream Hands video?
No.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
You're going to love it. It's like an instructional dance video for, upward bound kids.
Mhm.
And I'll just send it to you.
All right.
But anyway, so it wasn't until 1943 that we ditched the upside down Nazi salute to the flag. Until
Yeah.
1943,
Well, post-war.
people were
Or
doing that.
Actually, not post-war.
Peri-war.
Yeah. I think 1923, though, was when they had the first revision to the not lyric, but I guess you could sing it.
Sure.
At the National Flag Conference, delegates there said that my flag, they said, that's a little vague, and we don't want anyone thinking that immigrants are talking about their home country's flag.
Right. They're
So
like,
they
"My
changed
flag?"
it. So they changed it to the flag of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think about a year after that, tagged on "of America," just so everyone knew what was going on.
Yeah. And so everybody went bonkers for this. Like,
Big hit.
Pretty much out of the gate, schools started reciting it. Like we said, they were reciting the other pledge before. Now they picked up this new one. And in 1898, New York became the first state to make reciting the pledge in schools compulsory, which is a whole different jam than everyone just saying the pledge is part of this, this
National
ode
pride.
to Christopher Columbus. thing,
Sure.
right? And so very quickly after that, especially around World War I, at the beginning of the U.S.'s involvement, more and more states started requiring compulsory pledges in schools too.
That's right. And, it's no coincidence that those aligned with moments of political and certainly warlike upheaval in this country.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
we got to mention under God, because I think you notice it never said that up until this point in the podcast, except at the beginning when I read it.
Right.
That didn't come about until 1954.
Isn't that crazy?
I know. Eisenhower said, the Knights of Columbus said, you know what, Dwight, maybe you should throw under God in there. And he did. And they said, I think the quote was, they felt that schools in the United States were under threat of infiltration by godless communists.
That's right.
So let's just throw that in there.
Yeah.
And I wonder if they're going to further change it to highly divisible instead of indivisible.
So divisible.
Yes.
There've been a couple of Supreme Court cases about it too, Chuck.
Sure.
When states passed it as compulsory, now it's compulsory typically for teachers to lead the pledge, but not for students. That's not how it always was. Until 1943, students were compelled to say the pledge as well. But then in 1943, in the case West Virginia Board of Education versus Barnett, which involved some Jehovah's Witness children who were like, I'm not supposed to be doing this. It's a religious thing. Students were finally, the Supreme Court said, no, you can't force anyone to say the pledge.
That's right.
So that's it for the Pledge of Allegiance, huh?
Yeah, good stuff. Thanks to Dave Ruse, our old pal there. And that's going to be, this is hot off the presses. This is going to be on the How Stuff Works website.
Yeah, so go check it out at How Stuff Works. And in the meantime, Short Stuff is out.
Stuff You Should Know is a production of iHeartRadio's How Stuff Works. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.